word of life.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into one of the most foundational stories ever told. We're going to break down its really elegant narrative framework and see how it builds an entire universe, step by step, from total chaos to intricate order. You've probably heard this one before. It's one of the most iconic opening lines ever. It's grand, it's definitive. But here's the thing. The real engine of the story is actually in the very next line, which sets up the central problem for the entire narrative. Right, so what are we actually talking about here? The text presents two core problems. The world is formless, it has no structure, and it's void, it's completely empty. The whole 6 Days story is really just an elegant solution to these two big problems. Okay, so for the first 3 days, the narrative tackles that first problem head-on, formlessness. We're going to see how it separates and divides all that chaos to create the fundamental structures of the cosmos. So, Day 1. And what's fascinating is that the very first act of creation isn't really about making a thing, it's about making a distinction. This sets up the most fundamental rhythm of existence, as you're about to see. And you're going to hear this phrase a lot. And God said, it becomes this powerful, repeating refrain. It sets up a pattern where order is literally spoken into existence through a divine command. And boom, there it is. The result is immediate. There's no struggle, no long process, just a command and an instant response. This kind of call-and-response rhythm is a classic storytelling beat, and it's what drives this entire story forward. And this is the really crucial point, right? It's not just about flipping on a light switch. It's about creating order by separating things. Light gets separated from darkness. They're given names, day and night, and a boundary is created, which establishes the very concept of time. All right, so let's keep going. We're moving on to the next couple of days, and the whole focus is still on creating these fundamental containers for the world, continuing that theme of separating and organizing. Okay, Day 2. Now the story turns its attention to another big, formless element, these huge, undifferentiated waters that are just everywhere. Now, to sort all this water out, the text uses a very specific word, one you might not hear every day, to describe the structure that's going to bring order to all of this. So yeah, firmament is just an old-school word for the sky. Put simply, Day 2 is all about creating the sky. This firmament acts as a kind of barrier, separating the waters up above, clouds and rain, from the seas down below. So, on to Day 3. We're still on this theme of separation, but now we're focusing on the waters below that new sky. And what's cool here is you see this two-part process. First, another act of separation. Boom, dry land. But then, for the very first time, the story switches gears. A newly formed space is immediately filled with life as the earth brings forth all this vegetation. And that pivot is everything. You see, with the first 3 days, the problem of formlessness is basically solved. The world now has structure. It's got time, sky, and land. So now the narrative can turn to that second problem. The world is void. It's empty. All right, Day 4. Now we start filling things up. And you have to appreciate the beautiful symmetry here. The story goes right back to the realm created on Day 1, the domain of light and dark, day and night. This isn't random. It's absolutely deliberate narrative design. I mean, look at this. It's a perfect mirror of Day 1. First, you get light itself separated from darkness. And now you get the things that govern that light, the sun, moon, and stars, and they're put right in their place. One day forms the domain, the other fills it with its rulers. It's a pattern you see in all sorts of structured explanations. And we're just following that pattern, right? Day 5 is all about populating the domains we saw on Day 2, the seas down below and the sky or firmament up above. And the story just describes this explosion of life in the water and in the air. We're talking great whales, every kind of bird. And something new happens here. These creatures get the very first blessing, a command to be fruitful and multiply, to fill up the very spaces that were just made for them. Okay, here we go. The 6th and final day of creation. This is the big crescendo of the whole story. It mirrors Day 3, focusing on the land, and it's got 2 major climactic acts. So first things first, we've got to fill the dry land that was made back on Day 3.
We're completing that pattern of form, then fill.
And this act fills up that final empty space with all kinds of land animals. The world is just teeming with life now, in the sky, in the sea, and on the land. But hold on, the real climax of the entire story is still coming. And here it is. The creation of humankind is framed as the absolute pinnacle of the whole week. This creation is different. It's set apart, made in a divine image, and given this unique role, a mandate of stewardship and dominion over all the life that has just been created. Okay, so the work is done, and now the narrative kind of steps back to give one last final assessment of the whole thing, not just the individual parts, but the entire finished system. You might have noticed that all along the way, after each step, the text said it was good. But only now, right at the very end of the sixth day, with every piece in its place and the world both formed and filled, does the text deliver its ultimate verdict. It was very good. So you see this incredibly structured story, right? First, solving formlessness, then solving emptiness. It's a pattern that has shaped how we think and tell stories for thousands of years. It's this powerful template for explaining how you get incredible complexity from total simplicity. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What patterns like this are we still using to make sense of our world today?